Welcome to Crotoni Entertainment. I'm Chris.
I'm Bree.
And I am not here tonight. So let's do Rita Repulsa as part of our, what are we calling it? The February...
The February of Love.
February of Love. So we're doing Rita Repulsa. We're starting with the Apothecary White. This is a quick, easy way to do the feathers in the hair on Rita and get them out of the way because she's got that Bidoof feather thing going on and the crazy hair, whatever's...
Wait.
The Bidoof feather thing.
What's a Bidoof feather thing?
Look, if you have to ask, you'll never know.
Oh my God, you just made up words.
I did not make up words. Well, first off, I'm pretty sure Bidoof is a Pokemon. We saw it in Julian's
Pokemon book.
Pokemon Encyclopedia today. He's kind of a weird looking Pokemon. Looked like a guinea pig on methamphetamines.
I mean, that's most of the Pokemon, actually.
But anyway, we're doing our February Winter of Love.
Nope.
Romancing the Stone?
I thought it was just a month of love.
Romancing the Dragon? That'd be like a Valentine's Jet Li movie. Anyway, we're painting brown now. Sorry, Parasite Brown for Vallejo. We're doing all of Rita's robes. This single coat of brown here. We're actually going to not have great coverage with this because we're using such a light undercoat and I'm watering down the brown as I go, but I'm not worried about that because we are going to wash and highlight this. If you're going to just go for a single coat because you don't want to deal with it, just do a thicker coat. And then there's where I screwed up and I got the brown onto her feather Bidoof there. And just used a brush with a load of water to soak up as much of the brown as I could. I went back and touched it up later with a little bit of gray to kind of make that go away because I was too lazy to repaint it. This one had to be done because, well, it's Rita Repulsa. She's iconic.
She's Zed's other half.
This is the last miniature of our starter box,
yeah,
our core box, I guess it is, because we've done Bones, Madame Woe, and all the putties on camera. The Rangers and Pudgy Pig I painted before I decided to start painting videos, but this is the last of our starter box, our core box for Heroes of the Grid.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got to be done because she's iconic, and also we're fitting to this February theme of the year. So we already did Zed, so we couldn't do Zed and Rita together.
Right.
So we're doing Rita to complete Zed, effectively. So we're doing the Wizard Rita rather than the Conqueror Rita. We're going to tackle her at another time, possibly for Mother's Day. Who knows? It seems like an appropriate thing to do. My problem with this model is I don't like this sculpt.
But she's sitting here obviously telling that she's going to make her monster grow.
I mean, she is, but she wears a lot of black trimmed armor outside of the brown dress.
Yes.
So we cheated. It was Black Templar. Get it done.
There you go. Just
bada bing, bada boom. This was not unlike the Psycho Ranger sculpt for me. I acknowledge that the Psycho Ranger sculpts were decent sculpts, but they were woefully uninspiring to me. There's nothing I saw about them that made me want to paint those miniatures, and there's honestly nothing about Rita that made me want to paint her.
She's Rita Repulsa, though. That should be like the number one reason. I mean,
her proportions are way off.
Well, she is.
They sculpted this miniature with more, let's call it realistic or kid-friendly proportions. We're not getting traffic coned in the eye. And I don't know. I think the pose is kind of static, and the reproportioning. I mean, come on, we have Pudgy Pig. The proportions were not messed with. We can't go cartoonishly traffic coney with Rita. Did anybody look at Rita's traffic cones and go, "Well, this is too sexy"? I don't think that's the case.
Or the fact that
maybe a crossing guard,
that her dress, like, she frequently looked pregnant, like with the way that it would, like, the traffic cones and then
I think that was the American version.
Was it?
Because all the American costumes were terrible. I mean, there was the time they duct taped Lord Zed's staff.
Slow that down. You can absolutely spot that.
You don't have to slow it down. It's right in your face. I mean, the staff's like right in the camera view. That's in the that's the one where Green Ranger shows up. That punk. What's his name? Loser guy. Anyway, he shows up after the Rangers give away all their power coins, and Zed's doing the whole Dark Rangers thing, and oh my God, what a wasted storyline that was. It's they got like dollar store tube socks as costumes.
Yeah,
it was and that's the episode you see Zed's staff. So I mean, there's not much to say about Rita. She's actually a very simple paint. There's not a lot of colors attached to her. She's got this black staff that's got gold trim. She's got a brown dress. She's got this black kind of armor. Madonna side dancer thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, you saw there where there was kind of that inconsistent coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, if you wanted to go a thick coat of this brown, this would be a good time to go back and do a second coat. But we're actually going to wash and highlight with our Agrax Earthshade, and that's actually going to hide a lot of the imperfections we had going on there.
Yeah, probably just make it look more like fabric part of it.
Yeah, so I mean, normally I wouldn't skip this second coat, but as I've mentioned already, and you probably hear it in the tone of my voice, this was a very uninspiring sculpt for me, and it was a slog.
Well, you've held off on this one for a while, which was kind of always weird to me because I love Rita.
I love Rita too. I do not love this model.
This
model does not do it for me. There's nothing that sparks the imagination about this model. Now I know we're using mostly prescribed color schemes.
Yeah.
Across the board, but
you could have gone crazy with her and given her a red ball gown.
No. We're going pretty traditional.
And
we're going to go off the wall on what I'm calling Conqueror Rita, which is the alternate sculpt that came in the Kickstarter box here.
Yep. Yeah.
It also probably doesn't hurt that there's the dogs tap dancing in the background there.
Dogs. Go fight in the living room like normal people.
I'll sing it.
Ooh, blue. Oh, blue!
So this is the Vallejo Imperial Blue. She's got blue feather kajiggers that kind of fade into like a purplish and then a light blue. So we're going to mess with that a little bit. And then we've got this gold trim. This is the burnished gold. I think it's called polished gold from Vallejo.
Polished gold, yeah.
It came with that Vallejo kind of multi-pack that you got me for Christmas.
Multi-pack.
And I haven't had a lot of chance to use it on a lot of different things. So we use that. You use any gold you want. It doesn't really matter that much.
Use a gold pen.
Well, the gold pen, you need a really, really fine tip in this case because some of the banding on Rita's armor here is rather
thin.
It's thin, and it wraps around curved surfaces.
Oh, that's difficult. Yeah.
So, like on the arms and whatnot, the swirly gigs go under the arms, and obviously on her traffic cones, they wrap around. I'm trying to say kid-friendly versions of words.
Yeah, I can tell. This is entertaining.
It's just a thin brush and a steady hand, or a very, very fine tip gold pen could potentially work. I went with the steady hand and thin brush. You see how I'm using, my middle finger to both flip Rita off and support my brush hand at the same time.
There you go.
So we've got this Vallejo dark blue, which is really more of a purple, and we've got our Vallejo basic skin tone.
Okay.
And we're going to jump kind of into the next color here. As you see on the top of the screen, there's that spurt of purple. This dark blue exploded. There was some dried paint, I guess, stuck in the nozzle, and I squeezed harder, and it went pow.
I was actually sitting next to you when that happened.
Yeah, it wasted more paint than I'm comfortable with wasting. But we're just kind of, from about the midpoint or so of these feathers to the edges, kind of painting them with this purpley blue here. And we're going to come back to this with one more color later. We're not doing a fancy fade. If you'd watched our last Crisis Protocol video where we did the range 5 ruler with the wet blending, you could do that here. I personally, again, I've said this a million times, these are everyman miniatures. You should be able to do this without too much difficulty if you don't have a huge amount of painting experience. I personally don't see the value in wet blending such a small area on a model that's not going up for display competition.
That's true.
So the basic skin tone is going to go over her face and hands. And I gotta admit, I phone it in on the face. I do. I phone it in on the skin tones here. I phone it in on a lot of Rita. She wouldn't do it for me. So I do phone it in a lot. But she actually came out looking decent.
Yeah.
But
she did, but I'm a little disappointed in you.
Yeah, every once in a while I have a model. Maybe I just need a break. Maybe I need to get a couple videos ahead and take a little time off.
Yeah, paint something for yourself. Do something that's more Chris-centric.
I am actually. I'm working on some Star Wars Legion stuff. I may paint some of it on camera because that's been asked for before. But I've started working on the bases, which don't necessarily require that. I also definitely need some time off from work. So we're going to our Andrea Blue. Where we're just going to tip the feathers with this as the dogs go tippy in the background. How's that for a segue? Bree's snapping now because for some reason Bree doesn't think snapping will get picked up by the microphone, and she continues to say, "Bye, Bree. Bye. We'll see you later." Bree's gone. So
I'm not gone.
I think she's dead.
I'm not. What?
Do you guys remember when Bree was on the show?
Wow.
It's almost like we can still hear her voice.
Oh my god. I just made sure that, for the next, I don't know, however many minutes of painting we have.
Sorry, I grabbed
be
her.
quiet.
Be quiet. So our Agrox Earthshade is back. We're going to shade the gold. But actually, I'm only shading the staff.
Right. Because the staff... Yeah.
No, because I was ready to be done with this miniature by this point, if I'm honest. So I'm just kind of like... I'm cutting more corners than I normally do. And I apologize, guys. This is not terribly professional of me. Not that I could ever be accused of.
I was going to say not.
So we've got our electric blue from Vallejo. We got our Guilliman flesh. This is, again, just kind of the very, very tips of the feathers. So when you're looking at it from...
Feathers?
They're something.
Spikes?
They're probably part of a monster. So when you look at them from 3 feet away, you get kind of this color shift, but it's not, like, perfectly blended. Bree, you got a really weird look on your face. You smell a fart?
No, they are Goldar's wings.
Oh, that's not okay. That's not okay, man. Remember when Goldar had that like kind of high-pitched voice? So the Guilliman flesh is going right over the basic skin tone, and this is going to kind of add some depth to Rita's Rita-ness.
Yep.
Mix your Guilliman flesh really, really well. I didn't mix it as well as I could, and it kind of overly stained the skin a little bit, and I didn't care. That's really bad. This is not an inspiring video. Hopefully this is nobody's first video watching us.
I was really hoping. Like somebody who's been waiting
patiently.
Black.
Nobody's been waiting patiently for Rita. Nobody. Not even one person.
Julian
has not been waiting patiently.
He loves Rita.
It's the Abaddon Black, all the little orb areas on her rod. And I know there's actually a couple colored stones on her staff. I skipped them, if I'm honest. I just left them gold.
I'm going to have to go and rescue Rita later and like do some highlight work and kind of give her the...
big talk from somebody who still hasn't painted anything for the channel.
It's solid.
Yeah. Hashtag.
I have painted something. I just didn't record it because, You
should always record it.
What? No. I
record everything. I have no space left on my camera. I'm constantly running into a situation where I say, Brie, I can't paint any more miniatures until we record a video.
Yeah.
I have this weird obsession with, because we've had a couple clips disappear into the ether and I could not find them. I have a weird thing with my video clips. I keep it's not really a hard copy because everything as well is digital now, but I keep a hard copy of them on my camera, and then I keep an uploaded copy to a online account.
Yep.
And then I download them to the computer, and I won't delete any of them until the final video is not necessarily published, but at least rendered. And I won't delete any of them, and I don't know why. I'm so paranoid about losing something and being like, well, now we have a gap, and we're going to be held accountable. Dead white, doing the eyes, thin brush, steady hand. Just be careful, or ignore.
Or
if you don't think you can do it, just ignore the eyes. You're looking at it from 3 feet away. You're probably not even going to be seeing her eyes for the most part. We're going to use our Abaddon Black to do our pupils. You see, I actually screw the one up on the left eye. The right eye works out well, but the left eye, oh, look, I obscured it so you can't see it. The left eye I screwed up. I let it dry for a minute. I went back in with the dead white, and I kind of erased some of it effectively, and it came out fine.
There you go.
So life was good there. Bloody red.
Bloody red.
So we're going to kind of cheat the orbs on Rita's staff as well. I know in a previous video we showed you kind of a gem technique on the Black Dragon video.
Yeah.
This is a even lazier gem technique. It's not as good looking, but it's effective at 3 feet away. Where we got the gems there painted black, and we're doing this bloody red, but we're leaving a ring of black around the whole thing. And then we're going to kind of dab it where the light's coming down, which is a dab.
A little dab-a-do-ya.
A little dab of our dead white paint.
There you go.
So I got to get this out there because I teased it earlier. Remember Goldar had that really high-pitched voice? We found, Julian and I were looking at, Malcolm and I showed Malcolm a Megazord transformation for the first time. And he was really excited. He goes, ooh, Go Ranger.
Yeah.
Malcolm is our 2-year-old. He goes, ooh, Go Ranger, as I pull out the screen pink to do the bass there. And Goldar's early episode voices, man, he went from, you and your weapons are no match for me to you and your weapons are no match for like Goldar and Helium. It was actually pretty great.
Yeah.
That's why he never won, because he had bad black guy voice. Gilbert Gottfried. I forgot his name. He played Cockroach Clown on Hello from the Magic Tavern.
Yeah.
But I really think he recorded his lines separately because they don't really fit the episode. But still, they got Gilbert Gottfried, so that's pretty good.
I mean.
So, listen to Hello from the Magic Tavern. It's funny, probably. Oh, no! I gotta flip this. I'm gonna leave it like this. If I do flip this, right now the photo is sideways because I suck at life. But anyway, Rita's done. Like and subscribe for more comments. Hit the bell button for notifications. We will see you guys next time.
Bye! Poor Rita. You just put Rita on her side. That's mean.